So people, right, it's unbelievable when we're looking at the female professional golfers and how many of them are swinging absolutely perfectly, like machines, especially when we're looking at players from Asia. It's like one perfect swing after another. There's 2,000 female players in Seoul alone with a handicap scratch or less. And what's absolutely mind-blowing for me is this, the technique. It's not just the Korean players. We're seeing unbelievable swing technique from so many of these female players. And there's one position in the backswing here that I'm going to show you guys that just has a huge chain reaction on the entire swing. Now, obviously, the females can't compete against the males because the men are just hitting the ball so far. But I do have a statistic later in the video that really goes out there and perhaps shows that some of the females are actually getting closer to the flag than what the men are. Now, if this was a male player on the PGA Tour, a successful male player on the PGA Tour, there would be comments around that this swing is the best in the world or one of the best in world golf. And we're just seeing it with so many of these female players over and over again. This too would be looked at as an unbelievable golf swing. So guys, let's have a look at the advantage that the ladies actually do have over the men. Now, this isn't the hidden move, the move in the backswing that's going to help your entire swing. I'm going to show you that coming up. But the advantage that they have, it's a physical one actually. It's because their shoulders are so flexible, they're able to keep their elbows really close together and create this triangle that remains inside the body. Right? Now, everyone wants to keep their elbows together. You see the guys on the tour, they're all practicing with that smart ball, the ball between the elbows. Look, it's simple. The wider your elbows are apart, the worse it is for the swing. But physically, not a lot of people can do this. And that's the advantage that they actually do have over the men. Now, what we're going to look at here is the secret move in the right hand. The right hand and what it actually does here on the way back and how it controls your shoulders, not only in the backswing, but in the through swing. We're going to have a look at this right hand position and just talk about an incredible feel through the golf ball here that's going to improve everybody's ball strike. And let's get stuck in it. Take your address position. Now, this checkpoint here is an interesting one. When we get around left arm parallel to the ground, you can see my trail elbow there. It's just on the back, the trail elbow, just on the back of the shirt. It's not too much out in front. It's not too much behind. A really important checkpoint here. And you can just see that tour stick is pointed down somewhere between the ball, somewhere towards the ball, I should say, rather than pointed too much in this direction or this direction. Now, it really does affect your shoulder plane, your wrist alignment. It's getting yourself in a great position. Now, by moving through your checkpoints, club head parallel to the ground here at 11 o'clock, got the right palm pointed down, don't see the logo, moving back into this. We should be always practicing these positions. They're basic, clear, and simple. It's like here I'm telling you guys to stop. I'll say that again. It's like this position here. I'm telling you guys here to stop, and I'm getting my right wrist in a powerful position. I'll show you why. So people, the two-part secret to perfect technique, this right wrist, this right hand, pointing it away from yourself, setting up great wrist alignments. That's part one. And part two, we're going to take a look at this in a second, the perfect shoulder plane. Get these two parts right, and it sets up your swing. It just sets off such a positive chain reaction. Have a look at the number, 40 degrees. Where is it pointed? 1 meter over the golf ball. This is the zone, guys. This is where the great players are. I'm going to show you how to get into this, because once you get this, your downswing is going to be perfect. 40 degree, the 40 degree rule, 1 yard outside the golf ball, and this right hand. This is breaking it down into a simple formula so we can all play the best golf we've ever played. Once you get, when the bullseye is down and the bullseye is away, see my right hand is pointed away, what I can do from here is just release it under. I can really release it more under. I can get the right side to move under. When I have a position at the top where the wrist alignments are weak, the club face is always or often open, or it's just not in a strong position where I say stop, right? If I get this position, I can release it more under. And when you're doing that, it's just easier to repeat, right? If I have to roll things over, use my trailed tricep, use the shoulder, get pulled off, ripped off of the shot, that's harder too. You can hit some good shots, you know, and every second Sunday, a few holes, you play pretty good. But we want to be able to have our bad days average, so with good technique, it just makes you more consistent. You don't really play that bad. You play average and then you play often great, right? You're playing often close to your potential, whatever that may be. So this right hand stop is a really interesting feel, red, black, okay? We're not seeing here on the way back, I'm not seeing red, I'm seeing black. But through the ball, once I've got that stop field turned away, I'm looking over this shoulder, I've got my shoulder down, I can just replace this shoulder with this one and release it under. And this is what's helping so many people. And everyone knows that I use the hanger. Everyone knows that I promote it. Great training aid, 2-3 finger widths here. Same thing, get to the top, and then it physically touches your arm. Now, how good, see the strength in that position there? I mean, that's just, see how it's, when the ring loses the arm, and you just keep the ring on here the whole time, and then you can release it more under with side bends. Stop. Getting this right hand to stop, getting this position in the backswing set up perfectly is such a great place to be in your swing. So people, right, one of the secrets here, the engine room, the motor of your swing, and we've been touching on this on World Class Golf for a long time. Have a look at the number here. I draw down the shoulders, right? Now we got 40 degrees. Now when we're halfway through the ball, when the arms are halfway through, what do we got here? We got 55 degrees. Now how do we measure these angles? We're going to have a look at that coming up. But we can see that the shoulders point 1 yard over the golf ball. Okay, this is the average onto it. That's what they're all doing. And through the golf ball, when the arms are halfway through, we're pointing half a yard outside the golf ball. And this number here is 55 degrees. So guys, it's staggering. The best swings in the world, the best players in the world, 40 degrees. How many times they're in these positions, these checkpoints, the averages of movement. What are your numbers? 40 degrees, halfway through. It's just incredible. 55. We've covered this on WorldClassGolf.com before. Now, how do we measure? How do we check? Can you check these positions? All right, well, you can. On WorldClassGolf.com, we've got a swing app that we've built. It's called Swing Slap, and it's the only app where you can pinch your fingers on the screen. This is a screenshot. It's coming soon. And you can draw your lines with your angles, and you compare yourself to really what the great players are doing. So guys, if you're interested in that, get in the description box and just jump on the free video series. Leave your email there. We're sending that out soon to everyone. But how do we feel this position, right? How do we get into this position, this 40 to 55 degree corridor that just improves everybody's ball striking? So guys, it doesn't matter whether it's the LPGA players or the PGA players. Let's have a look at the average on tour. See if you can do this and get your body, get your body into the correct corridors. This is the engine room of your swing here, people. Now, I've got the aluminium rod. You can use a driver or a golf club, but what we're going to do is run into these positions, feel these positions, what great players are doing. Take your address position, and I've just got the rod here. I'm going to position this on my chest. Now, just put it in your fingertips, fold your arm, get your elbows against your chest, get in a realistic position, and then when we swing or get up to the top, what we're looking at doing is getting the correct tilts. Okay, now this is the 40 degree rule. This is the PGA average, high 30s, 40 degrees. It's a yard over the golf ball. 1 meter or 1 yard over the golf ball, not hard to understand. And what we do is we position the arm on that. It can be slightly above, slightly below, but you're in a position here where you're in the go zone. Now, on the way through, the shoulders work steeper. Okay, it holds the club on the inside, helps us hit the ball from underneath and prevents too much of the top half moving forwards. That's why they steepen the shoulders. And the checkpoint here, people, is when the arms are parallel to the ground here halfway through, the shoulders will point half a yard, and that half a yard's 55 degrees. Now, we've got the Swing Slap app coming soon from WorldClassGolf.com, where you can draw lines with angles and get inside these PGA averages. The closer you get, the better you hit. So check that out, WorldClassGolf.com, Swing Slap, only app out there where you can draw lines. So hi guys, if you liked the video, please consider giving us a thumbs up. It helps us reach more people. Thank you. On the screen, now moving through the golf ball here, people, when we move through and we get around halfway through the golf ball, we're just going to try, if you can get as close as you can, depending on how flexible you are, you're going to try and get your shoulders here halfway through in a position where it's pointed half a yard outside the golf ball. Now, one of the things you can do, what I like to do, like to get a feel for it, because you want to get a feel, right? You want to get a feel and hit a golf ball, is I like to get this drill happening, getting your address position, get your palms facing down. Now, this isn't what your arms do, but this is just to feel what your body does. So concentrate on your body awareness, feel what your body does. Now, we point this a yard outside the golf ball, okay? And on the way through, what we're going to do is when we come through, we're going to have half a yard, okay? So we get on the tilts and we start to get the body moving in a great place. So when you're looking at how the body then really does tilt on the way back and tilt And it might just slightly exaggerate a couple of moves, but we start to get how the tilts, and you can get a feel then and get a movement of what the body is actually doing, creating the bends in your body that you need, getting to the top of your swing and getting the lead arm situated on that shoulder plane is the place to be. You just replace the right shoulder with the left, and you can hit it more from the inside here. And if you are using the hanger, you'll feel that. If not, make sure that lead wrist at the top is really, really flat, a good angle, that stop feeling in your backswing, keeping the right hand away, that stop feel. And guys, you get in this zone at the top, and that's how you create a great swing. And that's how you really become a great ball striker. Get stuck into it. So people, right, fascinating statistic here. And look, if you're not the sharpest tool in the shed, let's go through this slowly before you write a comment. We've gone through this before, and there's just some unbelievable comments written. They're really, really funny. So go through this slowly. Now, in the 2022 season, Min Ji Lee beat every male player on the PGA Tour at every distance in accuracy from the fairway. At every distance in accuracy from the fairway. Now, some of the comments, some of the men suggested that's because the courses are shorter. That's because, no, it's not that, people. Let's have a look. Between 100 and 125 yards, she hit on average to the hole 12 feet away. Now, think about this for a second, all right? Because if you go through all these statistics, 120 to 150 yards, now what's she hitting from 100 and say 175 yards? Well, there's got to be a 2-3 club difference compared to the men, and she's still hitting it closer to the hole. Now, back in the day, they get 175 to 200 yards, still hit it closer than any male out there. Now, back in the day when Annika Sorensson played, the pin positions were different, but in the last few years, it's really changed. And the pin positions are getting more difficult. But you've got to consider this for a second. That's pretty impressive ball striking. That's at an extremely high level. And that's what I'm suggesting. The technique from a lot of the ladies is absolutely staggering. Leave your comments underneath, right? And we'll have a talk about what's going on there. Because, I mean, a lot of this, every time we've done this, we've had just so many comments. And I think it's really, really interesting. Obviously, when you're comparing men to women, a lot of the men can't handle it.
Voted Best Swing Analysis and Best Online Instruction by several independent surveys. World Class Golf Instruction is transforming thousands of golfers at every skill level. Do not miss out. This video platform has over 1,400 videos and 85 separate masterclass series. The most structured and detailed video platform ever created, improving golfers on average between 4 and 11 shots. Join the chat room and join the community of world-class golf instruction. This is golf instruction that you've never seen before. The proven PGA corridors, factual evidence-based material. Unleash your true potential with the cutting-edge swing analysis technology. Experience the thrill of progress with the state-of-the-art practice programs and specialized golf fitness plans. Best information available.